All right, hey YouTube. So we're here with Kevin Gordito Gonzalez again, topping YCS San Jose. First off, I'd like to say congrats, and this is your first YCS top, right?
Yeah, it is.
And then San Jose again. San Jose must be your stomping ground, right? You just topped San Jose regionals a couple months ago, right?
Yeah, I got seventh place on that one, and this one, in the Swiss, I was 25th place, I believe.
Is that X1 or X2 or what was that?
That was X2.
X2. And you're playing your favorite deck, Qliphort again. Why did you play Qliphort for this event?
I felt like it had a really strong matchup against Majespecter and the new Cosmo deck,
Yeah.
and I just had to trick it out a little bit just to beat the Burning Abyss matchup.
All right. So coming to the event, you thought you're gonna play a lot of Cosmos and Majespecters because it's super hype, or what you think you were playing?
I thought I was gonna play a lot of people that were gonna give like every one of the last top three decks like their last hurrah.
Uh-huh.
Like mostly like Burning Abyss because that was a deck that had a lot of representation, and also too I thought I was gonna fight a lot of Cosmos and Majespecters.
Okay. So all your matchups, what'd you end up playing? Like the mountain decks, like how many Cosmos, how many Burning Abyss and stuff like that.
Two Satellar, one variant of Majespecter Gem Knight Clown, pretty interesting deck, and two Nekroz and I believe five Cosmos.
Okay. So a lot of Cosmos. All right, we can go through the deck list real fast, but we're not really gonna talk about deck list since the format's pretty much over. But it's still pretty interesting build you have here. You can probably take it to the next format. Take some of those ideas for next format. So first we have a double scout. Unfortunately, it's at one now. One monolith, triple carrier, one disc, triple helix, one shell, triple stealth, one trampelix, one book of moon, one limiter, one power duality, one sacrifice, triple summoner's art, triple upstart, triple wavering ice. For the traps we have double grand horn, triple lose a turn, one climate change, one recreate, triple rivalry, pretty good. One skill drain and one vanity's emptiness. For the side you have double vanities, double majesties, triple MSC, double stormforth, double shadow imprisoning, double huge revolution, double imperial iron wall. For the extra you have double dweller, one castell, one carnagorgon, one XYZ rebellion, one samurai, one cowboy, one 101, one masquerade, one ragna, one rhapsody, one diamond crab king, one magister paladin, one Exxon RIP, and one Deltaros. So we're not gonna really talk about deck lists, but pretty interesting. Why did you have Huge Revolution?
I thought going into this event, like I said, I really wanted to have something to stop Wavering Ice, Fairy Winds, and just like Fire Lakes, also Exciton as well. And I was opting to go for huge the Pendulum Impenetrable, but after playtesting, it just didn't seem as viable because if they have the second one, it's over. At least with Huge Revolution, it's over. It's a counter trap, and it banishes the card, so that's good against Fire Lake, so they can recycle it. And it just stopped a lot of other things, like Ekis and Dark Holes against when I summon Majesties and another monster, so that way they can't Torrential or do any of the Regeki Dark Hole shenanigans to get rid of them.
That's so interesting. I didn't know about the Huge Revolution stops wavering eye. That's so smart. That's something you can carry over
Yeah,
next format. Um,
yeah, exactly.
how was the Grand Horns for you? This was really good. I played three myself, and it was really good against the Majespecter matchup. How was it for you?
As you can see from from the decks, the only thing that was really good against was the Majespecter guy and the two Satellar guys. And when I did draw them, they were really well. They were really good. They really stopped a lot of the plays, and they did exactly what I wanted them to do. Unfortunately, I didn't play against any BA, but as you can see from the deck list, like I was really prepared for that matchup.
Yeah. And then the lose one turns. Do you think this is being really good next format as well?
Yes, that card is single-handedly the MVP against like every deck right now. It's good against Majespecter. It's good against Cosmos. I've seen a couple deck lists from Qliphort only running two, and I just thought to myself like, why not run your win con at three? And it just does so much work, especially against Cosmos because they can't OTK you when you have lose one.
And how's rivalry for you? Because I know there's that play with Cosmos where they can still reveal a psychic in hand and still summon the monster. How the rivalry work for you?
The rivalry did exactly what I wanted it to do for the matchups that I wanted it to go for.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, it didn't. It wouldn't do as well against Cosmos. Sometimes it did put it out because sometimes when they would get stuck with two machines, I
Yeah.
would run something over, and then like say if I did it to a Slip Rider, it would be they couldn't summon anything after that. So I kind of like stopped them for a cool.
Oh yeah, that's pretty
Maybe
good. And then what were your two losses for in the Swiss?
they were both to Cosmo,
Oh, and how about top 32?
and top 32 I lost to a Necron.
Pretty much the deck list is this deck is changing because today's a new format. Do you have any changes you would make to this deck coming into the next format? Like, you have any cool ideas? Are you still gonna play this deck actually? The first question: are you still gonna play this deck?
I'm not gonna. It seems like it's one of those decks that it's gonna change so much. It's not gonna be like how it used to. So right now I'm gonna still have to play around with it, tweak it a bit. But I'm leaning more towards Majespecter because that is like the second best deck, or if not the best deck right now.
I see. But for all the Klee lovers out there, what would you do to make this deck still alive? Since you only lost one scout out of this whole list, but I know that really hurts the deck. But how would you make it so people can still play this deck?
I would take out the Summoner's Arts, the Wavering Eyes, put them in the side, and the Upstarts opt to go for like Ignite reloads, and then max out on Duality as well, and just go into straight like anti-meta with like Deep Fissures, Macro, anything that really hurts the meta, main deck, spell fragrances or like main deck mistakes, just
Okay.
things that are like able to do stuff like that. Just like stop the like have your opponent not play.
So you would change the deck to more control stun deck than kind of try to like combo out.
Yeah, max out on Recreate as well.
Oh, I see.
And run like one or two Klee launch.
Klee launchers. Never heard that one before. So, how was the weekend for you actually? Like, travel okay? Because I know you drove from SoCal to San Jose. Like, how was the weekend? You know?
It was pretty good. I was fighting a cold like all through the tournament. It really got to me a couple times, but I really like trying to power through it. But other than that, it was pretty fine. It was a good road trip. I mean, traffic always sucks, but other than that, it was a pretty good weekend. I mean, I top 32. So
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. So, any last words? You have any last words here? The deck you're not gonna play anymore. Like, thank you for all you've done. You know, any last words to Cleese, man? All the Cleese player out there.
exactly, this deck. It's sad to see it go or like be a shadow of what it used to be, but it had to be done. Konami has to make money, so I understand. It's okay. I'll just move on to a different deck if I can't see this deck doing any better anymore.
And lastly, do you have any shout outs you want to give?
I just want to give a shout out to my friends, Jonathan Castillo, Norberto Leon. He also top 16 in the event too. My friend Derek, Chris, Henry, my friend Anthony, everybody in Boyle Heights, made top 32.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. YouTube. The sad day today. All the decks die. Kevin Gordito, he made the last run with the Cleese. Were you one of the last Cleese out there in top 32?
Actually, they haven't released the top 32 listings. I'm actually really curious as to see if I was the only one that made it.
Yeah, I feel like you were. I feel like you were the only one that made it. So you did your deck proud. We'll see you next format. Hopefully topping again. I want to interview you again. It's always a pleasure. And we'll see you next time, YouTube. Laters.